like if someone told me 10 years ago that Sam, you'd have a takeaway with 2 branches, just release a sauce, I would have told them you're lying. I didn't see it coming. I did not do business studies at school. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler turned into a business owner.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the CEOCAST. Now, I had to bring you lot another episode of season 3, the last one, and today is a special one because I am with the CEO and founder of Hot and Juicy Shrimp and Yoni Divinity, Samantha Pascal.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. So lovely to see you, love to have you on. Obviously, we've been talking for a while. And I thought, it would be great to have you on, to be fair. It's been a long time coming. And I think what you do is unconventional and actually sick for people to watch, to be fair, and learn from your journey.
Thank you.
So I think, how about you start it off and tell us what Hot and Juicy Shrimp is? Obviously, we've got the packaging right in front of us here right now, but I know it's more than just the packet,
It's
essentially.
more than just a pack.
So how about you explain it and go deep dive into what it is?
Okay, so Hot and Juicy Shrimp London, now we are a seafood boil takeaway based in North London, East London, that's Wood Green and Bethnal Green. We sell flavoursome, wholesome seafood boils. They originated in Southern America, so that's where we get a lot of our influence from. And yeah, we're just the best thing in town.
Best thing in town, I love it. Love the confidence. But as I said, it's unconventional, so I think the best way to find out how you come up with this idea is go through your background and where this whole idea came from.
So me and my business partner, we tried a seafood boil for the first time in Vegas.
Yep.
Well, like years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Let me just ask you, did you go to Vegas with the intention of starting a business or?
No, we went to Vegas with the intention of just having a good time.
Okay, just Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But no, so we just went to Vegas to have a good time and we came across this restaurant. We tried the seafood boil there and we'd never tasted anything like it. Like, just the flavors. We'd never experienced that. Obviously we had seafood in the past, but the way it was put together, with the prawns, the corn, the potatoes, the sauce, it's things that we eat often, but just not like that. So we came back to the UK and there was nowhere that sold it. Well, there was somewhere that sold it, but it didn't taste the same. And then that's when the Instagram seafood boil companies started slowly. I'm sure you've seen like an ad on your,
a couple.
Yeah. Like they slowly started popping up. So, I tried one from one of these companies and it tasted nothing like it. And I was like, okay, they've completely missed the mark. Then someone else is making them and I managed to get like 10 people to also buy with me. So I bought for them and then it just tasted horrendous.
Wait, so what do you mean like you got 10 people to buy for you?
So I basically told 10 people about it.
Yeah, about your one?
No, this is someone else's.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool.
Okay, that was selling it. And I got 10 people to buy it with me.
Yeah.
So I basically picked up all our food and dropped it off to them.
Yeah.
Made a little bit of a cut on it, but that's the businesswoman in me. And I was so disappointed in that. And I was like, I'm a brilliant chef. Like I love cooking. Like cooking is how I tell people I love them. And I was like, I can remake this. Like, what am I doing? And if I can get 10 people to buy from someone else, why can't I get them to buy from me? So I then started, I came up with, I was like, I'm going to sell seafood. And I told my who's my business partner now, I was like, I want to start selling seafood boils. Yeah. And she was like, oh, yeah, okay. And then I sent her the logo. And I was like, look, just now, look at it. And she was like, okay, Sam, let's do this. So then I started like experimenting with like the sauce. Well, back then it wasn't just the sauce. It was, I made it in a different way when we started. And then that's really how it begun. From there, it just literally skyrocketed.
So you'd been cooking before this anyway?
Yeah. Oh God, I love cooking.
So, seeing as you've been cooking, when you tried that in Vegas, did you automatically think that you can recreate this exactly? And whereas other companies have hit the mark on it and it hadn't tasted anything like what you tried in Vegas, did you know what the secret ingredient was in Vegas to bring it here? Like, how did you get that right?
A lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
It was a lot of YouTubing. Because now these days you can, from the internet, you can become anything. You can learn anything. There's so much educational content on YouTube. So it was a lot of YouTube. I tried out a lot of different recipes. I failed a lot. There was a lot of failure before getting to where we are now.
What was the failures like? What did you have to go over?
So there was a lot of fuck ups. Where do I even start?
Right from the beginning, talk to me about when you first pieced your ingredients together and essentially launched. What were the things that went wrong there?
So so at the start we were in our house kitchens. So we had our little kitchens. My friend was in North London. I was in East London, Essex.
Yep.
And basically the operation was it was a lot smaller. It was handwriting out orders, answering DMs, putting it in spreadsheets. It's just like how we started to where we are now. It's crazy to think how far we've come. And it is a bit emotional because it's like, like we've actually created something out of just wanting to flip a little bit of like £100 a weekend. So, we started in our house kitchens and then it got to a point where like 30 people were coming to our flats every day, like on the weekend. And then my brother was like, Sam, this isn't safe anymore. Like this is where you live. So I got an Airbnb, and where I live, is quite far away from public transport. So I thought, okay, well, it makes sense to hire out an Airbnb so that I can be closer to Walthamstow train station.
Yep.
And so people won't know where I live.
So where was the Airbnb? Walthamstow?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was basically a room in someone's house.
Oh, okay.
So
a house share sort of thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what I would do is I'd cook. So I did 2 drops. So I'd cook the food in the morning for lunchtime drop, and I'd like post up, waiting there for people to come, looking out the window, and then run it down. And then I'd have the dinner time drop. And then I realized, hold on, if I park my car around the corner, people could just come to my car. So then I would take the food in like a big cooler and just post up by Walthamstow station in my breaking all types of food and safety laws. Listen, like when I think about the journey now as to where, like I was, my car near to Walthamstow station, cooler, lift up the lids, and then people are queuing up to come and pick up their order.
So on average, how many boxes or how many portions did you have in your car?
So then I think, probably 40 meals.
40, okay.
40 meals from my boot.
Is that for combined lunch and dinner?
That's lunch.
Okay, that's lunch.
I go back home.
Yeah.
So what I do is I marinate everything up in the morning and keep it in the fridge. So my fridge was packed.
Yeah.
So I do the lunchtime run. I'll be at my car boot. So people come, oh, my name's, oh yeah. It's like I'm in the market. And then I'd go home, I'd cook up the second batch, and then speed back to Walthamstow. So now it's dark, and then they'd be queuing up. Honestly, I don't even know how people are buying for me because I'd be like, my God, it's her boot.
How long did it take you to sell 40?
So people would have pre-booked. So we always operated a pre-ordering system.
Okay, cool.
So people would pre-book. So people would all be booked to come at 1:00. Okay. To my car by Walthamstow station to pick up their meal.
Yeah, 40 people surrounding your car basically.
It was, and then I had one of my, my younger friends, she'd come and help me. Yeah. So we'd be there and we put in alphabetical order. Yeah. So it's crazy and do you know what? For a period of time, I forgot. It's because it's so easy to be in the rat race that you forget the intricate details of how you started. But then remembering that, I realized how important it is to remember where you came from, so you can actually, like you were saying before, be proud of where you are now.
Let's talk about that, because before we started this podcast, me and you were talking and we kind of had some sort of similarities in the sense of how our mindset was growing up with jobs and stuff like that. So let's talk about your hot upbringing. But before we do, here's a message from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by STITCHFIX. STITCHFIX is for men and women, making online shopping for clothes a lot easier. There's been times, you know, where you're shopping online, you think you found something, it comes to your house and you realize it's the wrong size, wrong color, it's not everything you saw that was on the website. Or sometimes you can't even find the clothes that you like. This is where STITCHFIX comes into play. It's quite simple, to be fair. All you gotta do is go into STITCHFIX, create your profile, select your style, your color, your taste, and your budget. Once you've selected that, a box comes to your house a few days later with all the clothes inside of it. In my experience, I was quite impressed, to be fair, because what I'm wearing right now and what you're seeing is essentially what I'd go out and buy anyway. So the fact that the ease of use that this came to my house and I didn't even have to go out or do any online shopping just makes life 10 times easier. And the best thing is there's no subscription service, so you're not tied into anything. You literally simply schedule it as you need it. So it's simple. To get started, all you got to do is go to stitchfix.co.uk/CEOCAST and get 20% off when you keep all 5 items. And they're now waiving off the £10 styling charge on your first delivery. Once again, that's stitchfix.co.uk/CEOCAST to get 20% off when you keep all 5 items from your fix. Now let's get straight back to the episode. Yeah, so talk to me about your upbringing then. So I want to know where your whole entrepreneurialism derived from.
So the entrepreneurial.
How would you know if you don't mind?
No, can you repeat that word, please?
Entrepreneurial. I can't even repeat.
Is that even a word, or did you just entrepreneurialism?
What did I say? Did I say entrepreneurialism?
Is that even?
I don't know. I don't think that's a word.
Is it? We need to check this in the diary. But okay.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, where did your whole entrepreneur mindset derive from?
Okay, that sounds better. So I saw the importance of hard work from a young age. Not in a way that I would have wanted to have seen it, but when my dad left my mum when I was about 5, my dad had basically, given us a certain lifestyle that my mum was dead set on maintaining, and that meant she was not going to move out of this big house. Her friends were telling her, leave the big house, get a council flat. You can't afford it. Mum said no. My kids are staying here. What was it,
almost like a lavish lifestyle?
Yeah, my mum, she still has, it's a 6-bedroom house in Woodside Park, which is quite an affluent area.
Yeah.
So what she was doing, she was working like day shift, night shift, day shift, night shift. So I saw like her hustling to maintain the lifestyle. So where that was detrimental to obviously her parenting, but indirectly I saw how important it was to work.
Did you, when you were young at that age, around 5-6 years old, when you saw your mum hustling and, working hard day and night, did you know reasons why? Or no? It's
something I came to understand much later on in life. But at the time, I was just thinking, but because I was so young, it's like I didn't know any better. It was only when I started going around like my friends' houses and I saw their parents were present that I realized, okay, this isn't right. But you don't, at a young age, you don't fully understand.
Don't acknowledge it, yeah. Fair play.
So that's where like I first saw, the importance of hard work. And then after that, it was, where even though she was working so hard, because the I'm going to refer to it as overheads, even though it's not a business, but because her overheads were so high, we were still broke, So I'd take £1 from the money jar.
Okay.
I mean, it was open, so technically it was, anyone could take it. Well, we weren't meant to take it. I take £1 from the money jar. I buy a bag of Skittles. This is when it was cheaper. And I'd sell them in school to make a bit of extra money. So it was from then I was sort of learning, or I'd like hustle my older sister out of money. So yeah.
So you essentially were selling sweets in school.
Yes.
And that's how you got your first sort of taste of entrepreneurial lifestyle, basically. How old were you then? What year in school?
I was in primary school, so you have juniors and, or is it infants and juniors? So,
infants, juniors, and in secondary.
Yeah, so it would have been past year 3.
Oh, so you were doing it in primary school?
Oh
then?
yeah, oh god, yeah.
Okay, that's the first I've heard of it, because normally people start, selling sweets and stuff when they're between the years 8, was like year 7 and year, I don't know, 10, 11 sort of thing.
No, or would it been? No, not year 3. This is too young. Probably like year 5.
But still, primary school. That's still very young.
So probably like year 5. Yeah.
What gave you the idea to start selling sweets in school?
Because I needed the money. Or what I would do is there was this thing that girls used to do where they take some of their hair and they'd wrap like coloured thread around it. And I learned how to do it, and I charge girls £1 for each thing. Yeah. So to do it, I charge you £1.
What do they get just one or?
Yeah, it's just like if you're in, like, I'm 30, so I don't know, people that were in primary school when I was, like, they'd remember, it was like coloured thread on hair.
Like a trend sort of thing back then. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a taste of your first time being an entrepreneur. You know, some people, when they start selling sweets in school and stuff, you know, they let the school life get to them, or not get to them. I mean, they're completing the school life. And it kind of stops from there. How did you manage to continue it?
What, the entrepreneurship?
Yeah. Because that's one thing. And then obviously where we are today, completely different thing.
Oh God, completely. I mean, it took I don't really remember secondary school. I didn't. Secondary school, I didn't really do nothing. Secondary school, I was broke. Broke. Like £1 a day for lunch. What am I buying with £1 a day? By the time we've bought the cheeseburger at the time, which was 69p, I think a hamburger was back then.
What, in school cafeteria or something?
No, McDonald's.
Okay, yeah.
It was like 69p or something. By the time I've bought that, or we've gone to Greg's and bought a sausage roll, I've got like 30p left for school. But at that time, I didn't even think to make, you know, ways to make money. And also because I went to a private school. But I was, so first my mum paid, and then after that I was on a bursary. So where you're surrounded by loads of rich kids, you're not really going to be trying to portray that you're broke, you know, so you just sort of grin and bear it. I'm not trying to make no money off you because you think I'm broke. So you have to, you know, keep up appearances. So I didn't really make anything during secondary school.
Keeping up appearances, did that have any sort of toll on you in terms of like mental health?
What, in school?
Yeah, like, because even though you are still young at that point, you know, if you're trying to keep up images to be on like the level with the peers around you, did that have sort of any effect on you?
Not really, no, because luckily within my school, so I went to, it was a private Catholic school, was predominantly white. Within the school, there was probably 5 black girls. Yeah. 6 black girls. And so within that group, I didn't have to really keep up appearances. And we sort of stayed within our group.
Together, sort of.
Yeah. But you know how it is in school. You usually have the Oriental, the white, the Asians, the blacks. That's how it is in school, innit? Yeah. Yeah. So you didn't really have to keep up appearances within your group. I mean, I think the girls knew that I wasn't as well off as them because I'd asked them for, you know, oh, can I have some of your sandwich, or can I have some? Oh, God, I used to ask for food a lot. I was like, in this life, I could not be broke when I'm old. But yeah, so it didn't really take a toll on my mental health because I had quite a good support system within school. When
did you get back on making money for yourself again?
Uni. Yeah.
Okay, so this is quite some time after then.
Oh no, actually, EMA.
What's EMA?
How old are you?
24.
Okay. Okay, I can't even talk to him, can I?
What's EMA?
Do you remember EMA? Alright, then.
You're going to have to explain this one for me.
Let me enlighten you. So basically, if you attend all your classes and you fill out the form, your teachers sign off all the boxes, you... Wait, I don't even remember I can... Anyways, they sign off all the boxes, then you get your £30 a week.
From the school?
Yes. No, from the government.
Oh, from the government, yeah.
And then if you've attended all the term, you get a bonus. So
basically like a job?
Sort of. I probably only attended 5 days of college, but I definitely got my EMA.
So EMA is like the scheme, or what they'd call it, the government scheme sort of thing. Okay, I thought you meant like it's like another after class school sort of thing.
No. So it's basically a way for...
It made me feel like a youth one time.
Oh, no. So it's a way for like people that are in low income families to have some money.
Oh, fair enough.
And it's obviously you're rewarded by going to college.
So then Yeah, so like I said, it's almost like a job then.
So
Right.
no,
So-
it's so base.
Brownie points, yeah.
No, so I would assist my fellow classmates in ensuring they receive their EMA.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I get
I
it.
was a very good artist, let's just say.
You're very good. What artist?
Artist, yes, very good artist. So, you know, you have to, when you come from,
The hustler's born within you.
the hustlers within you, but it's also when you come from a background where the money's not like that, you know, and you're surrounded by people who their parents are buying them their first car at 17. You have to find a way to make money. Now, I was not going to be on the road selling drugs because I wouldn't even know where to begin. So, you know, you had to find other sources of income. And I was a very good artist. And we ensured everyone got paid.
I love that.
But at 16, I got my first job, proper job, which was in a call centre called Space Kitchens.
Yep.
North Londoners, a lot of us would have known what Space Kitchens was.
What is it?
It's a call centre. We were selling kitchens. I definitely think it was a scam, but I had my sheet and I was reading, you know, my script.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think it was £5 an hour and you get 9 hours a week.
Okay.
So I was
about
getting
45 quid.
Yeah. But, you know, coming from £1 a day to £30 a week from college and then £45 a week, I'm rich.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
Did you get commission on top if you sold any kitchens?
I did not sell any kitchens. I did not
Okay,
sell.
so it's just a hourly wage sort of thing for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
After that,
How long were you there for?
oh God. I was at Space Kitchens for about 6 months. 6 months. I was able to like pay for my driving lessons. And yeah, buy some nice clothes.
Fair enough. So you would have been
16,
16, 17 at that point. Okay, and then after the 6 months, how did your life continue after that? Did you have another job when you left?
I went on to work at La Senza. They've actually closed down now. It was an underwear shop, a women's underwear shop. And that didn't last because basically I was told to do something. I was told to sort out stock and it was so much stock. And I just told the manager, I was like, do it yourself. I'm not doing that. And then I lost my job.
Let's talk about this because we were speaking off camera.
Yeah.
And track record for me and you seems like the jobs when we're working for other people tends not to last very long.
Yes.
Why do you think that is for you?
For me, I don't like being told when I need to start my day or when I can take a break, if it's okay for me to use the toilet, is it okay for me to eat? That was always a problem for me. I didn't like being put in a structure. I'm a free-flowing
Creative person.
creative. I like to work to my own time, dance to my own beat. So I always knew that it just even school. I'd come into school in what basically what I shouldn't be wearing. Just Samantha's
Non-uniform day every day.
Yeah, every school report was, Samantha will do better in class if she focused. It's like, no, because you're telling me how to do it. Just let me do it.
Yeah.
It's like in school, the only subject I really excelled at was art because I was free. I just like to be my own person. I like to be in control of my time, not have a cap to my creativity. And I'm just a bit of a rebel.
So deep inside, when you were having these retail jobs or other jobs in that sense, at a young age, did you know deep inside that you're born to do more than this?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was meant to do, but I just knew that I'm not I can't. Some people are unemployable and I am unemployable. I've had some really good jobs and they've probably lasted 6 months because I'm unemployable. One of my jobs, not my last job, one before that, I'm sat at the table. Instead of taking customers' bets, I was building my website.
Oh, is it?
Building my swimwear website because I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm not taking another bet. Like, oh, could I have £5 on the 2-1? No. Right? Got an empire to build here.
So I didn't know this. We didn't speak about this off camera. You know, you're building your website for your swimwear.
Yeah.
So
I had a swimwear brand before.
Okay, you didn't mention that, no.
I've had a few businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few businesses.
What was the first business that you started?
Was hair.
Okay.
So I was doing and selling hair. This is like weaves. My speciality, so like my USP was that I could do weave in any type of hair. So whether that's like the straightest blonde hair to the, the thickest afro hair. Yeah. So that was my unique selling point. So I did that for many years. Made what at the time I thought was a lot of money. You know, God, you're making £1,000 more a month on top of what you earn from work.
I feel like you're going clear like, now.
We're balling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was my first one. And I did that for about 5-6 years. Okay. I did hair.
So then what, you stopped or?
Yeah. So what stopped me from doing hair was I had bought a bikini, from eBay and I had a client come round to do her hair and she saw it and she was like, oh my God, how much is that bikini? And I thought, £20. I paid £4 for that.
Oh, okay.
And she sent me the money and I was like, oh, I was like, just like that.
Yeah.
So I'm standing here doing your hair for 3 hours. I've sold you that bikini in 1 second and I'm not doing the same legwork. From that, it was game over for hair.
So just to put this in perspective for me, I'm a boy, so I don't really understand these things, yeah? So for what you do in someone else's hair, how much do you get from that? How much is, like, what's the average cost? I don't know, charge? It
starts from like £20 up. Obviously, now what they charge for hair is crazy. But back then it was like £20 for like a weave.
And how long does that take?
About 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And then I've sold a bikini in a second.
That's made essentially the same
From
money.
that point, it was all over.
It changed the whole structure.
It changed my whole viewpoint. And I was like, I'm not going to stand here and do hair when if I can market myself the way I've marketed myself for hair, but I can market a product, I can sit down and just ship it out and just
sit back, relax.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
then that's when I realized that I don't want to do hair no more, because when I was doing hair, I had this big vision of one day I'm going to have a salon and I'm going to have hairstylists and it's going to be called this. But then when I realized that, I was like, no, I don't want to, I actually don't want to work. So I want to buy and sell.
So you started with the swimwear?
Yes.
That's how that's come about. So then talk to me about your whole swimwear journey.
So swimwear started off as drop shipping.
Yep.
So I bought each item, so I bought each item and then I got my friend to do a shoot. It was in my bedroom. It was such a bootleg shoot. God, if I look at the pictures now, I can't believe how I sold swimwear from these pictures.
Too?
Somewhere on my phone.
I might have to ask you because I want to see.
If you want to post it, somewhere on my phone, and then I post online. So each swimsuit was like £15 to £20. They'd buy it from me. I'd order on eBay, just get it sent straight to their house.
Yeah.
Voila.
What seems like easy work, yeah.
Light work, and then so that was that, and it did good.
How long did you do that for?
So that brand was called Majestic Goddess. And that lasted about a year and a bit. Like almost 2 years. But within that, I started doing other things. Like I got into model management. This is for music videos, so putting girls in videos. And then I was like doing tour managing for like celebrities. So I did like Rick Ross's tour.
Oh, is it?
I did his tour twice, yeah. So I took him to Birmingham and London. That was through a company, my friend's company.
How do you put yourself in a position to do that?
Just conversations, really. You never know who you meet.
Yeah.
And they might just see something in you and be like, I want you in my team. No experience.
Yeah.
But he liked my energy, so.
That's mad. I didn't even know that, because obviously, like, Rick Ross, obviously, the artist, he is massive. So, to you to get in that door in the first place and manage his tour, essentially,
And he's coming back this year, and I'm doing it again.
Is it?
Yeah.
Backstage passes, yeah?
Well.
Yeah. I love your energy, I can't lie. No, that's sick though.
Yeah.
So even though alongside, we'll get to this later on about, you know, how Hot and Juicy started, but you're still doing other things.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to do things that keep you
sane.
And just keep you alive.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be a boss 7 days of the week. You know, sometimes I'll just do something different.
Yeah.
Like the other day I went skydiving.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, in the UK?
No, in Spain.
Okay, yeah.
When I jumped out of the plane, I was like, this is it. I've killed myself. I couldn't breathe. I opened my mouth. But it's like you have to do, when you're so busy with a business, you have to do things that keep you alive. You know, it's just different to the norm.
To make you feel like their business is worth it.
Yeah. And just to keep, because otherwise you just tunnel vision. You have to snap yourself back into reality sometimes.
So when you're starting these businesses, and it seems like, you know, you can see you're a born entrepreneur. You know, you've started things. You've got this right now. What is it for you when you start a business? What do you want out of it? Is it to sustain and provide yourself a lifestyle, or I don't know, to leave legacy behind within the business, or what's your motivating factor for starting businesses?
My motivating factor is breaking generational curses.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
By that, what do you mean?
What I mean is how my mum's mum wasn't present. Rest her soul, she's passed away, and my mum wasn't present for me. I want to make sure that when I have my children, I'm present, and whether I'm the overbearing mother, that's absolutely fine. But I want to be there for everything, and that means that unless I have a man who's providing everything, which I'm not going to rely on, because that's the mistake my mum made. Like I want to be able to, you know, have money coming in and be able to be at home. And I can't do that if I'm working 9 to 5. What? I'm going to get my maternity leave for how long is it? 6 months or a year? And then no. So for me, it was like, I want to be present. So that's my motivating factor, is my children to come, making sure that I change the narrative for them. So they don't have to want. They don't have to be like, oh, I've got £1.50 for lunch today. Can I get the baguette or the chip or the crisp? I don't want that.
You want to be able to have financial freedom for you and your whole family generation to come.
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing, to be fair.
I want to buy them their first car at 17.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got any kids now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I've been waiting, but soon come. The ovaries are ready. Yeah. All of that.
We'll get into that conversation later on.
Yeah.
Because that transpires into your second business.
Yes.
But yeah, so how many businesses did you start, or did you have up until the point of where you thought about Hot and Juicy? When did you go to Vegas? What year?
Oh God, I went to Vegas in, I think 4 years ago.
So 2018?
Roughly
2018.
Yeah.
So what, did you still have the swimwear brand up until that point?
Yes.
No? Okay, cool. And you went to Vegas, thought all this. And so when this idea came to your head.
So if we go back, so the year Hot and Juicy started, I had open heart surgery.
Okay.
So I had actually relaunched my swimwear brand. So for me, I thought the swimwear brand was it. But it's like, in business, whenever you start something, you need to treat it as if this is it. You need to go so hard. Not like it's a second option, but it needs to be the only option. So I was relaunching the swimwear brand as CEOCAST. And then obviously I found I had to have heart surgery. And when I launched CEOCAST, I think it was like 3 weeks after heart surgery. So I limped into my launch party.
Can I ask why you had to have heart surgery?
I had a hole in my heart.
Okay.
And like the major vein was draining to the wrong part of my heart. And the doctors didn't actually know how my heart was functioning. They were like, well, this is different. But, you know.
Your life.
Thank God he's kept me here for a reason. And then when I relaunched my swimwear line, like it was, like 3 weeks after heart surgery. So I definitely wasn't supposed to be having a party. I was meant to be at home resting. Okay. Like literally the scar was still raw when I walked into that place. But when I got the stock, the manufacturer did it all wrong.
How so?
So like the large, So like say the length going around for a small is this long.
Yeah.
A large should be longer, right?
Yeah.
No, it was the same length.
Okay, so there was no large, essentially.
Basically.
Yeah.
So because I was going through the heart surgery, I wasn't able to keep a close eye on the process. So I basically got left with all this stock that was basically absolutely jacked up, and I just fell out of love with that brand. That just put me off it.
Couldn't you market and blag it almost as one size fits all?
No.
No?
No. There was just like, and you know what as well? Because of the mental toll that open heart surgery took out of me, I just didn't have the fight in me to fight for that company. I was like, I've just forked out like $3,000. I was like, I don't have the fight in me right now. So if I wasn't in that mental state, maybe I would have given that another go, but everything happens as it should. Now, had I had stayed within that company, I wouldn't have come to this.
Yeah. But up until the point of where you thought you'd pack it in, how was it doing? Was it doing good, the swimwear?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
It was doing better when it was drop shipping.
Okay.
My forward ass was like, oh, I'm going to upgrade this. And
so the first time when you had open heart surgery, was that the first time you thought you would manufacture your own stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, damn.
And it's like that year for the, like, I put so much money into that. I flew 4 models to Spain, had a whole campaign shoot, and then this manufacturer messed up just the whole collection. But I just didn't have the fight in me. I was tired at that point. I was mentally tired from the physical pain, so I didn't have it in me to continue that brand.
And just to understand how like you exited from the business, what did you do? Sell it on or just left?
Oh, it's just there.
It's just there.
I've still got the stock in my cupboard. I haven't. Every time, like that cupboard, storage cupboard in my house, it could be put to so much more better use, but I'm not throwing the stuff away. So if someone wants to take over CEOCAST High, DLs are down below. Thanks. Yeah.
They are indeed. Okay, so we moved on from there and we've come to this now. Yes. Right? Well, not exactly this, because it wasn't this at first, was it? No. So, we talked about how you started and everything, but where is the business now?
The business
4
is
years
thriving.
deep. Yeah.
No, not 4 years deep. 2 years, 9 months.
2 years, 9 months. But you said you went to Vegas in 2018?
But I started this in 2019.
Okay, yeah. My mistake.
I think I went to Vegas in 2017.
Damn. Okay, so 2 years, 9 months deep.
Yeah.
How's it been? You've had to deal with
Life-changing.
first thing, lockdown.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. So the first month of lockdown, we were scared. I was like, I'm not dying from corona. So we closed shop. I was like, I'm not. I was walking around with a gas mask on, not like, the full in Tesco bodysuit. I wasn't playing with corona. The second month came, and you know what? I had left I didn't leave my job. I went on a career break just before lockdown because I was still like mentally healing from the open heart surgery, so I just needed a break. And then I thought, well, it's okay because I'm making some money from Hot and Juicy. And then lockdown hit that month. And I was like, well, shit. this is the thick of it, innit? So lockdown hit and then we closed for a month. And I realized like I have no money coming in. I had no money coming in. Took myself down to the job centre and I was like, hi guys, so I need some universal credit. And then like I had a pep talk myself. I was like, Sam, you've gone from having a decent living, from I had a good job. You stopped work. Now you have no business because of corona and you've gone to the job centre. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing universal credit. No, not now. So I was like to my business partner, we can reopen. We just have to put measures in place to protect our staff, protect our customers. And then we reopened. I told universal credit, peace out, deuces. COVID was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but how so? What measures did you take in place when COVID was around for you to get up and running again?
We did contactless collections.
Yep.
So basically, we'd leave the customers' food in a cage. They'd pick up from there and they'd go. And then staff obviously wore masks, wore testing, washing hands, sanitizing, the usual
hygiene stuff.
And no one actually caught COVID in my kitchen.
That's beautiful.
But in terms of as a takeaway during Corona, oh God.
Loving it.
We made that shamane. It was beautiful.
Yeah, all the restaurants are closed.
Yes.
And, everyone's either going on Uber Eats or, trying new things that they see on Instagram or whatnot.
Because they're at home.
Exactly, yeah.
So for a takeaway during COVID, it was amazing. We made a lot of money. A lot of businesses made a lot of money. But, on the other side, it's sad for the companies that didn't. But obviously on our end, we were lucky to be within this industry during that time. Yeah.
And also, what a usual company might do, they start off as a dark kitchen sort of thing, and then have the idea or thought train to one day transpire into a full-fledged restaurant. What's your whole thought train behind that?
Restaurants are amazing. They're really nice, but the overheads, oh my gosh. And the day work, I feel like I work a lot as it is, and we're open 3 days a week. But that's because during the week I've got the team in the office, so I'm managing them during the week. But a restaurant, that's a different ball game. Yeah. So we're at Karma Kitchens. Big you guys up. So we're at Karma Kitchens right now, and we have a porter through them, pest control, a lot of support, equipment. But if we're in a restaurant now, we've got to handle all of that.
Yourselves.
All the bills.
Yeah.
Have staff to cover the restaurant for whether you open 6 or 7 days a week. I'm okay, thank you. Thanks, I'd pass that on that.
So Karma Kitchens, just to clarify, it's essentially they're the kitchen and they provide you the space. And makes sense. Yeah. So how do you think you've got the business to where it is right now? Like, what did you do? Marketing must be heavy.
Yeah. I'm a creative. And I guess this is a strength to having dyslexia. Is a lot of people with dyslexia see the world differently. We see beyond the fancy words and the spreadsheets and just the typing, and we just see it like
in a much simpler format.
Yeah. So it's to get it to where it is now, it's a lot of marketing, thinking outside the box, community. We're huge on community. Whether that's our Christmas give backs, donating when we're in other countries to orphanages, we're huge on our community. And also our story as well. That's how we've grown. And we've been very authentic in it. Yeah.
But in terms of that's your actual marketing, I know you mentioned that you've done stuff with Krypton Conan and other celebrities, influencers. How did that all come about? What was your thought train behind that? Why did you do that?
You just DM them, hey, you want some food? You hungry?
Listen, yeah.
Yeah. It's as simple as that, but it's not as simple as that. The thought chain behind that is obviously they're influential. They're eating your food. People see them eating your food. They want the food. The followers want the food. But in order to get these people, some of them is connections, so them through other people. Yeah. Or they might see one influencer eating your food and then they want it now. But it's also when you DM them, because you can be a company that has 1,000 followers, 300 followers, but if they look at your page and they can see the care that's put into it, they want to support you. Because these were supporting us when we were on 150 followers. We had Paigey Cakey, ZZ Mills. They go hard for us.
Yeah, no, if you go on your Instagram page, you can see that it looks proper professional. It's not like let's put 10% effort into this just to make the Instagram page active. Yeah. Your page looks fully branded up. Everything's there on point. Yeah. So I got ready for that.
Thank you. When I post on the page, there's a lot like I said, for me, when I feed, it comes from my heart. It's love. Yeah. So when I'm creating the content, it's coming from my heart. So I don't let I have a team in my marketing team. They're not allowed to touch that page.
No? So it's just you that runs it?
So they can touch the story.
Yeah.
But the
actual feed posts?
Oh, no. Better not. No, but it's there's a lot of love and care that goes into that page. Because when people come on the page, I don't just want them to see, food. No, like I'm telling you a story. Like to me, food is deeper than just food. It's like, like old school, like mums and that, like how they show you their love is, are you hungry? Yeah. Do you want to eat? And that's how I am. So yeah, spread the love, man.
Spread the love. And then eventually, for duration of time, you were a dark kitchen serving food. Mm-hmm. But then, here we are.
There were steps before that.
What was before that?
So
talk to me.
So we do pop-up events. Mm-hmm. So obviously we don't want to have a restaurant right now, but we do pop-up restaurants. So we did one in Central London was a brunch. We did 2 of those in collaboration with Nostalgia, and then after that we did one in South London, Brixton, over 4 days. That was sold out, big success. That was hard work.
So what was your pop-up? Selling the food still?
Yeah, so it's like a restaurant.
Okay.
Eating restaurant. So you come in like it's a hot... So we transform the place into a hot and juicy experience. And our customers get to enjoy a sit-down meal. Yeah. As opposed to takeaway. So we did our Brixton pop-up. That was one of the most hardest things I've done. Fell asleep at the wheel. I was exhausted. Like... That was mental exhaustion over physical because there was so much to consider. And then our fourth one was in Shoreditch.
Shoreditch, would that have been busier? Because Shoreditch is known for a lot of pop-ups.
That was big. That was 3 times the size of our Brixton one. And I think over the 3 days we had about over 1,000 people.
Oh, damn.
It was insane. The restaurant held 100 people sitting. Yep. We had 5 covers per day over 3 days, and it was sold out.
What's 5 covers? What do you mean?
So 5 seatings.
Oh, okay.
So first one was at like 12.
So it's all spaced out basically.
Yeah. So we did it 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. And it was sold out.
Every single one.
Like, that's when you say, God, I'm grateful because, you know what I'm saying? Like, us that came from our little kitchens to the car to now we're selling out a venue over 3 days, 1,500 people coming out to eat hot and juicy. That's a blessing.
Seeing that result, what does that mean to you?
It's God's working, man.
Yeah?
That's what it means. That's what it means. Because it makes me happy. To see people eat my food makes me happy. Yeah. And
then did we come to this? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Then we come to this.
So talk to me what these are. People, I don't know if people can read it on camera and whatnot. Sauce.
So this is sauce.
Yeah.
Classic sauce.
Is this the same sauce that you put on your food?
Yes. This is the sauce.
So why did you think you were going to start selling your sauce?
So I can't sit still. I need to do something. And then this just came to me because why did I sell? Because how else do we get our flavors around the world without actually shipping seafood around the world? As long as you can get seafood, you can make a hot and juicy meal with this sauce. And that's what that does. So it means that someone in Liverpool, someone in Amsterdam can taste the food without having to trek
all the way to Bethnal Green.
Yeah.
That's mad.
And this can get us on the shelves. But it wasn't like to actually feel and see this is crazy because it didn't start off as a sauce.
No, you said that this is the first day you've seen this properly.
Yeah. This is mad. Like this is the first they arrived the other day, but actually seeing them filled with sauce is crazy. But yeah, like I thought of it how long ago? September 2020, I think it was. And then my business partner, she was like, you know, we need to get this commercially viable. So these are the steps we need to take. She ensured that we went through our testing, you know, because at first, because of how, you know, like fast thinking I am, I was like, no, let's jar it. Yeah. Let's just get it in jars and put a hot and juicy sticker on it. And she's like, no, Sam, like, let's just do it properly. Which is why our dynamic is so great, because it's like, I'm a risk taker and she's the risk assessor.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm like,
it's a perfect formula when you two combined.
Because I'll be like, okay, Justin, this is my crazy idea. This is my idea. Like, let's do it. And she's like, okay, it's a good idea, but
how can you
this is
make
what we need proper? Or like, sometimes she's like, no. She's like, Sam, that doesn't, no. It's not every opportunity that we need to take. So that's why I'm grateful for our dynamic, because she allows me to be creative. You know, not saying that she allows me, but she just lets me do my thing, and she trusts in what I'm doing. And then I trust in her knowledge, and that, you know, she's going to make sure that everything is compliant.
On point as well.
Exactly.
And the great thing with this as well, I don't know if you mentioned this, but you put the whole thing in the microwave.
Yeah, put the whole thing in the microwave.
So whereas a boy like myself would have probably just poured it all out of my chicken and whatnot, and, you know, heated it on its own or something, you could put this in the microwave itself with the plastic.
Just tear the corner, pop it in the microwave, 2 minutes, pour it over your food. And
the way you explained it to me earlier sounded like that was a very key factor about it.
Yes.
Why?
Because a word I love to use is foolproof.
Yeah.
I like to do it so that there's little room for error. So instead of a customer like just pouring the sauce into like a bowl and into the microwave and drying it out, compromising the quality of the sauce, this way the quality can't be compromised. So it steams within the bag by because
essentially if they didn't do it right, if it wasn't in this packet,
it could dry it out,
and then they could say XYZ
say, oh, it's shit, it's a shit, it's
but
not what it says in the pack.
They could do that with this.
If you mess this up,
it's you.
It's beyond me. it's you're on your own. But no, there was a lot of love and patience and care that's gone into this. Like even just down to the sauce itself, you know, the design. Like our graphic designer, amazing, patient.
How long did it take to get from idea to what we have in front of us right now?
A year.
Full year. Was that? How did you feel throughout that time? Were you patient with it?
No. Oh God. In September, I was like to my business partner, I'm not waiting no more for these results. I'm just going to send it to the printer and we're getting it printed. She was like, Sam, do not do it. I was like, no, I'm doing it. I can't wait anymore. And then she was like, just wait. Just be patient. Just wait. And I'm grateful I listened to her.
With this, do you feel like in your head that having this, being able to send your sources all across the world, do you feel like Hot and Juicy is now a lot more scalable in that sense?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because essentially to try our food, you have to go to either Bethnal Green, Wood Green, or when more locations open up down the line, which I'm 100% guaranteed there probably will be, they would still have to go to the venue and get it themselves. Whereas this, they could, like you said, they could make it at home. Yeah. But it's like, you know, like, so example, Nando's. You can buy Nando's sauce on the shelf and put it over your chicken.
They only started doing that recently though, innit?
Yeah. But it tastes good, but it's not the same as getting the whole meal from Nando's.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's scalable where, you know, people can buy this and just have it in their fridge and play around with other things, but then they're still going to want the original Hot and Juicy meal. So yeah, it's made it more easy. It's made it more easy to scale.
There's one thing, because essentially, you know, just before I get to move on to the next point, you've basically opened the doors for an e-commerce brand.
Yes.
Right? But one thing I wanted to talk about, which we didn't mention, and I didn't ask you, I don't know why, where did the name Hot and Juicy come from? Or Hot and Juicy Shrimp, to be exact?
Because it's hot and juicy.
Is that the first thing that came to your head?
Yeah.
They just run with it.
It's hot and no, there was a lot of names that were played around with. A lot of names. Like, it's crazy names. And then this did it.
you know, obviously to run a business like this, you got to have your whole business skills and everything like that. Where do you think you learned that from? Aside from your previous businesses?
Trial and error.
Trial and error, yeah? Trial
and error. I did not do business studies at school. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler turned into a business owner. It's transferable skills. And
you said in uni as well, you know, you done forensic science, which was completely different to what you're doing right now as well, which is...
It's insane. It's insane. Like, if someone told me 10 years ago that Sam, you'd have a takeaway with 2 branches, just release a source, I would have told them, you're lying. I didn't see it coming.
No, it's crazy. I wish you all the best with that.
Thank you.
Before we move over onto Yoni Divinity,
yes,
I want to ask you, where do you see Hot and Juicy going in the next 5 years? What's your vision for it?
So I see Hot and Juicy having locations all over the world, and this sauce just on every shelf. You know, like it will be a household name.
And talk to me a plan about how you get there.
So how we're going to get there is just market the shit out of it. And that's it. Literally just network, connect, build our network, get it on the shop shelf. It's hard work. It's not, there's no quick,
method to do it.
Because sometimes people look at our company and they think, oh, you know, it's like they've got back. We're an independent brand. We haven't taken out a single bank loan. We haven't got a single investor. It's all us. So for us to get to there, it's going to take a lot of hard work. You know, at this point, we might take out a loan because I'm tired of paying for my pocket. But it's just going to take hard grafting. That's literally it. And, you know, we're not afraid to put in the work to get the results. So the only way we'll get there is if we work, and that's just tirelessly go hard.
Having investors, is that something that you hold proud of, not having investors?
It's not something I hold proud of, but it's like...
But when the opportunity arises, would you take it in the future eventually?
Yeah, if it makes sense. If it makes sense. I hold proud the fact that we've got to this point off our own backs. You know, without anything but us. And it's like, okay, so we've got it to this point of basically transforming our lives just through our hard work and dedication. Imagine where we can take it to if someone was to put in crazy cash injections company, flip that money 10 times, because this is what we've done. Hot and Juicy was started on 0 investment. So where we operate a pre-order system, customers will pay a deposit, and we'd use that deposit to buy the stock for their orders. Yeah. So we never put a single penny into Hot and Juicy. So then to have it where it is now with no investment, imagine what we can do when we get that money.
Take it to a whole nother level, literally.
Skyrocket.
You see... You know, essentially you got this idea from America, right? Yeah. Would you have a goal to take it back to America? Would you want to expand there? And then it's almost like gone full circle, because you could get the next Samantha Pascal, go to Hot and Juicy Shrimp in America, think of the idea there. It's just mad when you think about that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about if you had your brand in America with the place where it derived from?
That would be amazing.
No,
yeah.
Let's hope that happens. We'll get there. We'll get there. So, Yoni Divinity.
Yes.
Talk to me about this.
Yoni Divinity, restoring the I don't know even how to say this on camera, but I'm not going to be shy.
Leave it to you.
So Yoni Divinity is a feminine hygiene brand, like holistic brand. We offer services such as like Yoni steaming, products like the Yoni steaming herbs, Yoni steamer, pearls, scrubs, soaks. Yeah, just a whole bunch of vaginal goodness.
And the meaning behind the brand, which you explained off camera earlier, what is it for you?
Yoni Divinity is like, it's a passion project for me. It was birthed from my healing, my self-healing, healing from my past, healing from trauma. That's where Yoni divinity was birthed from. So me wanting to extend even just a little bit of my healing towards other women, just, you know, giving them a safe place to ask questions, get information, and just be free of judgment.
So you mentioned that it's a passion project. Mm-hmm. So is it something that you're not too worried about how much it's making?
No. For Yoni, I don't look at the money coming in. Hot and Juicy is my bread earner. So, you know, Yoni it's my passion project. It's like, it's not a project for now. It's a long-term project, but it doesn't have that. I don't put pressure on it because I don't ever want to feel like, you know, oh, please come by. No, it's who needs to find us will find us.
Fair.
Yeah.
I've pretty much asked all my questions at this point. So I just want to know if there's anything you want to get off your chest.
Oh, well, I hope in the near future, I'd like to start my own like brand development agency, marketing agency to help, you know, new businesses grow their brand and like make sense of their ideas. So that's something to keep your eye on. It's going to be called Pascal & Co. Hopefully I'll be launching it this year. And yeah, I'm just want to help brands just be great.
This might seem like a irrelevant question to you. But obviously your name's Samantha Pascal.
Yes.
Well, your Instagram's Coco Pascal.
Yes.
What's the Coco?
So Coco, when I was in uni, they would call me Cocolette as like a nickname. So my Facebook was Samantha Cocolette Pascal. Instagram came out. Obviously, everyone's coming up with their nicknames. I was like, oh, Coco Pascal. And that's literally it.
It's just been like that.
Yeah. So some people, they might call me Coco, but that's very, very rare. But I should change it, but I didn't want someone else to take that name. So I'm keeping it as Coco Pascal.
Fair play.
Just for that reason.
Well, now that she's mentioned her username, you can make sure you press the link in the bio and go follow her.
It's KOKO Pascal.
That's it. Any last words then?
Any last words? Well, just words of encouragement to my fellow entrepreneurs. Just keep going hard. Stay focused. I know it's a very anxious position to be in, can affect your mental health, but just make sure you always focus on self-care, take time out for yourself, find things that make you feel alive, and yeah, let's just grind out. Let's make that shmoney, baby.
That's it. That's the energy we need. You got camera here as well. That's it. I'm going to make sure they got a camera. Anyway, Samantha, I want to thank you very, very much for coming on the CEOCAST, sharing your story, sharing your wisdom, and helping the other entrepreneurs who are watching this be uplifted and, you know, feel a lot better. And I feel like your energy is wicked, you know. I think we need to have a part 2 of you, 100%. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Samantha, once again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'll catch you lot on the next episode of CEOCAST. Actually, no, this is the last episode of season 3. So the next one you're going to see is season 4, and that's going to start very soon. So keep your eyes tuned for that. Before we wrap up, I just want to say massive thank you for Mr. P, who's currently off camera, and the Belly Desserts, his new dessert shop. So make sure you come down here in Essex, Romford, Collier Road. What's their full address? 114 Collier Road, right next to Mr. P's corner shop. So make sure you come down here, use code CEOCAST for 10% off. Yeah, can we get that on camera, 10% off? Lovely, 10% off. Opening, launching on the 17th of April, right?
Yeah, I've run that code for 1 day only on the 17th.
1 day only on it. So make sure you're here next week. This is going live on Sunday. As you can see, Samantha's presenting it really, really well. I have a lovely Kinder Bueno milkshake. I'll do it on this camera.
Come on, guys. Love it.
Well, yeah, make sure you come down.